question box. I like how it's more professional now. I don't got any makeup on at all. Normally I have a little bit of something on, like foundation, but today I'm bothered. Oh, them kids, honestly. I wanted to go live last night, but they literally took everything from me. All energy that I had for it. I was just gonna do like a live yoga session, but that wasn't happening. And then this morning she wakes up with a scream and a cry, the toddler, so she wouldn't let me leave her. Hard work. Morning, guys. What's that noise? Is it there? There we go. I'm into a gentle walking pace. My legs are killing me from the gym yesterday. So I'm a little bit, not ill, but I'm a bit under the weather. So, and absolutely starving as well. Oh, the clients are back from Dubai. You can see that I've just synced all the activity up with the app. I think she's ill. I'm just commenting on food diaries. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my live. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. I'm a fat loss coach, 12 years, personal trainer, online coach, Pilates and yoga teacher, specialise in nutrition, rehab, mindset coaching. The prerequisite to long-term fat loss is behavioural change. I'll just block that way funny. How are we doing this morning? I'm jumping on here with sleep deprivation. Second day of sleep deprivation. And did you know those that don't get 8 hours sleep, 7 to 8 hours sleep, eat 500 more calories than those that do? Morning, guys, welcome. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. I'm a health and fitness trainer. I'd love a like and subscribe if you're a bit confused around fat loss, toning, building muscle as a female. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So I'm here to unmuddy the waters. Any questions on nutrition, exercise types? When, as trainers, we're talking about exercise, we're specifically talking about the most beneficial exercise for everybody, and that's resistance training, that's training with weights, FYI. What helps with sleep routine and environment as well, hygiene. So first of all, you need to have a sleep routine to train your subconscious to start winding down. If you're somebody who has a very stressful life, stressful job, and doesn't do anything healthy to get out of stress responses, you may need to do some yoga nidra, stretching, meditation at night. There's a lot of support to show that it's one of the best ways to get out of the anxious state. A lot of people toss and turn, don't realise they're stuck in fight flight most of the time, so they don't sleep. So it depends what's causing the sleep deprivation, but usually, like, my partner is really bad for it. He'll have like bright lights on just as he's about to go to sleep. He'll be on the iPad and then he'll turn it all off and expect to sleep. That's not how it works. We're not robots. It makes sense. Morning, Tony. Morning, guys. Welcome. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. like, I didn't get great sleep last night, and I ate 500 calories extra out yesterday. I was totally like lethargic, and like I've got my contact lenses in this morning, and I was still a bit fuzzy because second day of sleep deprivation. But when you realise that you can still do it when you're tired or when you don't want to, and you just like action creates motivation to keep on going, start off small. When I was in jail, sleep was scheduled, right? Morning guys, welcome to my live. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. Manchester United or Liverpool? When I did do football, it was Liverpool. Morning guys, thank you for the support. I'm a health and fitness trainer with 12 years experience. Specialise in rehabilitation, especially in females. I like on my channel to do a lot of myth busting and education. You can join my channel for just $2.99 a month, cancel at any time to get member only videos, access to live Q&As, myth busting posts. Morning guys, I'm glad the algorithm's working this morning. I'm answering any questions. So I've got 2 children, ages 6 and 3 next month. I'm on my own fat loss journey. I've been building muscles for the last 6 months. Hard, because I've been breastfeeding. So now I've given up. I'm still looking to preserve muscle and keep building muscle as I lose fat. And yes, you can do both, and that's what every diet should aim for. Good morning. Morning guys. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. I'm a Pilates and yoga teacher, online coach, specialise in mindset. A lot of people think they can, like, they're faking the mindset. So, you know, like when you see someone who's like a millionaire or extremely fit and lean and like, oh, I want that body, I want that lifestyle. You have to have the personality to go with it and the habits. Like changing your relationship with food, with exercise, and if you want to be rich, with money. Get into the stocks, guys. It's not timing of the market, it's timing in the market. Sound like my partner. Morning guys, hi from Scotland. Thanks for the likes. And I'd love a subscribe if you're wanting to learn about exercise, nutrition, sustainable ways to lose fat as you live your life. I've got some goals this year as well. I want to do push-ups on the fingers. Never done them before. I was at the gym yesterday, I was practicing, you know, the CrossFit pull-ups? I don't even know what they're called. Where you're swinging, you're building momentum. And I normally do strict pull-ups. So that was a bit of a weird one. I'm still losing weight, but I'm afraid if I stop running or jogging, I'll gain it back. And I've been using the 80-20 rule for healthy eating. That's great, Tony. That sounds like you're in a really good momentum. How much are you running? Because I know if I don't get 15k steps a day, and my food's about 2,000 to 2,300, I know through trial and error, if I don't do that, then I will gain weight. You can't have it all. You've got to, I mean, if you wanted a break in running, go swimming a few days a week. I do recommend walking to get your steps in, but if you've not got time and you struggle, running's a great way to get them in faster, or get up earlier if you don't want to do the run, and you could go on a walk pad like I am, easier on the joints. Good morning guys. But I was having a conversation, I could taste the creatine in that. I was having a conversation this couple of weeks ago with a client who's a very small lady, Italian lady, not that that matters. But well, it kind of does because she loves the pasta, loves her Italian food. And because she's smaller, she needs to get more steps in. It's harder for small women to lose fat. They need more steps and they've got less calories to play with. She said to me, I feel like all my spare time, Leanne, because she works at a desk, is walking. says you need to reframe it. We're not meant to be at a desk most of the time. So you can use your weekends to get more steps in. Remember, we're averaging out over the week. So I like to get just over 1,000 steps in a week. So Mondays, I tend to struggle. So I've got check-ins and content I'm creating. But then the rest of the week, I get higher steps to compensate the Monday. It can work like that. But you can't have fit body and you need to enjoy the process. You need to enjoy going out for a run, going out for steps. You need to find enjoyment. Put a podcast on. Listen to your favourite music. Go out with nature. Change your scenery a little bit. You don't have to go out for a run. You get to. You get to go to the gym. I'll run a good distance and steps. I walk 30 minutes across town sometimes. A fitness challenge, hands up challenge for 5 minutes. Morning, guys. No, I'm on my walk pad. Why are people giving me challenges? I'm not here for I'm not your performing monkey, as I say. I'm answering your questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab, different diets. You can check out my channel. I've got lots of education on there. One I just released about the cortisol belly and what a myth that is. This will be the last place to go because of your hormones. And when women go through menopause, they've got less estrogen, so fat distribution, instead of being here and here, tends to be more here. It'll just gather here. They've not got more fat, it's just move like it's on the body in a different way because of that. But the mechanics still stay the same. Calorie deficit over a longer period of time. Give yourself 6 months to get in shape. Don't give yourself 6 weeks. If you give yourself 6 weeks, you're going to lose muscle as well as fat, and that's your health and your quality of life and your toned look. And also you'll gain it back. And there's a lot of sacrifice when you do these shreds. Like, you can't go out with your friends for a meal. You've got to be eating the same foods most of the time. Whereas if you give yourself 6 months, you can still lose fat in the background and choose your indulgences. You know, I've got an itchy knee at the back. Morning, guys. Welcome to my life. I get asked about fasting a lot. I find that fasting's very restrictive, and for most people, it causes overeating, and they eat the same calories back in the eating window that they didn't eat when they were fasting. It's classed as an over-restrictive diet, just like keto. So if you're going to choose, like I prefer time-restricted eating, so you just stop eating at 5 o'clock, work with your circadian rhythm when you tend to be horizontal more, and then push your breakfast back a little bit. Have your breakfast at 11 instead. And if you're somebody who struggles with hunger, make it as easy as possible to stick to your nutrition. Get lots and lots of high volume, low calorie foods, fruits, vegetables, pulses, leafy greens, because your stomach gets full on getting stretched and the weight of food, not calories. So you could have 2,000 calories in like McDonald's and then an hour later be hungry. But if you had that in unprocessed food like yogurts, vegetables, seeds, protein, it's going to take a long time to digest. Keeps you fuller for longer. That's okay, baby. Morning, guys. Welcome to my live. I'd love a like and subscribe, and you can join my community from just $2.99 a month. There's member-only videos for education, and I don't just help my clients. Like I prescribe the exercise program with rehab exercise involved for prevention and rehab. And they get personalised macros, but also I coach them into sticking to the diet, and I do check-ins. Hi Andrew, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. I work hard for my knowledge. I'm always, all the time, learning. The industry's always changing. Studies are always coming out. You're going to have cuddles with Harry? Okay. Morning, guys. How fast am I going? 5. Let's bring it down a bit. I'm very warm. Let's see how many steps I've done. I did 5K would be nice before I start my busy day. But I did get up later because of my toddler. Morning, guys. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, and rehab. I'm a Pilates and yoga teacher as well. So if anyone's got any questions on pelvic floor, back pain, connecting to the core after babies, posture, I'm here for it. Morning, guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes. What's a great substitute energy drink I can implement? Coffee. An Americano. A lot safer for you as well, rather than the chemical shitstorm. Water, keeping hydrated. Always hydrate before you caffeinate, especially if it's in the morning, because it'll wake you up a lot better than coffee, then going for your coffee. If it's in the afternoon, think about why you need an energy drink. Because I'm somebody, there's a lot of women, they've given everything in the morning in the job, and then they get that afternoon slump. Now, I don't get that anymore, but it's usually to do with nutrition. Tuesday's going good, Andrew. I don't recommend energy drinks or pre-workouts. I have a question, ma'am. What's the secret? You know what baffles me? All these women are obsessed with like these really high-end moisturisers and anti-aging and put Botox poison in the skin, but they won't give up alcohol. They won't eat unprocessed food. They're like putting a band-aid on the problem. Morning, guys. Thank you for the kindness this morning. So I'm a health and fitness trainer here to educate and motivate you. You can join my channel for just $2.99 a month, cancel at any time. I'm going to help you lose fat and build muscle in a sustainable way. I teach you all about nutrition, what a diet should look like, what it should include, deficiencies to look out for. The link's in my bio. I've got a podcast as well. You can't just hear the correct messages for fat loss and building muscle in a realistic way and then implement it into your life. You need to be brainwashed and reprogrammed. It's like the scale weight. I'll say to a lot of women, they'll be ticking all the boxes, they'll be doing all the action to lose fat. So they're moving more, eating less, right, basically. But the scales haven't moved. And they'll define success if the scales have moved. But I'll be like, but you're fitter now. But you don't have energy slumps anymore. You feel smarter during the day. Like, yeah, but the scales haven't moved. And what it usually is inflammation, water retention, so inflammation from exercising. If you're doing more activity, the scales will increase because of that inflammation. I went for a run last week. My thighs were dead. It's not something I do much. They were aching for days. The scales went up a couple of pounds. But define your success as the action that you do. When you normally overeat on a Tuesday afternoon, how did you stop yourself or went for a walk? That small change is a huge win for your long-term progress, delaying that gratification. Never try and be as impulsive, as little impulsive as you can be. If you want the chocolate cake, whatever it is, whatever food, say to yourself, yeah, I'm going to have it, but first I know that I want that because I'm either stressed, it's HALT, so it's hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. HALT, H-A-L-T. And identifying it kicks in the logic parts of your brain to be like, okay, am I HALT? Have I just not ate in a long time? So I can have that full chocolate cake if I want, but first I'm going to have my dinner. And 9 times out of 10, that feeling will pass. Feel your feelings. Morning, guys. I'm not on any kind of food diet. Morning, guys. So I practice moderation. A lot of people like to cut food out, like food groups, because it's easy to do. Restriction like that, it's an easy rule. People like rules. But if you learn moderation, you can have all these foods in a small amount. How do you learn moderation? What was I going to say? Or main on a diet. High protein, lower carb, and someone earlier said 80-20 rule. Kind of doing that myself as well. With all the challenges in life. If you struggle with getting consistent with nutrition or exercise, what I'll say to you, consistency probably looks different to what you think it does. For example, people think it needs to be perfect every single day. No. Consistency looks like, with the amount of shit that's happening this morning or today, with like your manager screaming at you, with you forgetting your food, your car breaking down, you're sleep deprived, you're ill, what can you do? But if your goals are fat loss and building muscle, what can you do that's going to bring you one step closer tomorrow? And after all that, it might literally be just monitoring your protein. It's you versus you not trying. So you last year or 6 months ago may have been like, fuck it, I'm going to get the wine out. You not doing that, and you being mindful and maybe doing some meditation. Hi from Scotland. That's what consistency is. It's doing what you can in this shitstorm that is life. 20 minutes in. Good morning, guys. Getting a sweat on. And can I just say, stop spamming. Can I just say that walking is the most underrated form of exercise. My granddad, case in point, my granddad's 93, went to see him last year. So he's got a dog, a puppy. It's about 2 now, but he got it as a puppy, and he's out with it 3 times a day. That man is so fit for 93, and I'm just going to block this freak. For 93, he is so fit. He was like bending down to pick up my 2-year-old. Like, exercise also improves your cognition and your memory. He's so mobile for 93. That's thanks to having a dog. So anyone with older parents out there, if you're able to convince them, they are tired though. He's not been on holiday abroad or anything, but I think he'd think he was too old for that now. Anyway, I digress. Morning, guys. Deep breaths. Morning. Thanks for the support. It was busy this morning. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, weight loss. There's a lot of misinformation out there. More being collagen is a massive marketing scam. Is anybody watching on collagen? You're much better and cheaper to be taking protein powder. Collagen is an incomplete protein, doesn't have all essential amino acids. And just because you eat collagen, then it gets broken down into amino acids, the few that it has, doesn't mean that it's going to get reuptake into collagen and go to your skin, hair and nails. Morning, thanks Rochelle. Eating a chicken breast won't turn you into a chicken. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. I've been a coach, a trainer for 12 years, coach, online coach for 6. And my program isn't just building muscle and losing fat. It's the mindset that's needed behind it, changing your habits, becoming a lifestyle. It has check-ins and, more importantly, that not many trainers do, my exercise programs that I have are strength training mixed with rehab exercises. So it's specifically designed for mothers and people who have a desk job that want to sort the posture out. People with pelvic girdle issues, back pain, piriformis syndrome, And I do lots of live Q&As. So you can join if you're looking for just the education and you want to change your mindset. You know what to do in the gym and you know how many calories you should be on, and it's just time, but you want more education. $2.99 you can join my channel for. But if you're wanting a program and personalized macros, then links are in my bio. You can get that from as little as $24.99 a month. Cancel at any time. If you are wanting a clear roadmap. I have one-to-one clients as well. But you need to apply for that. Because I don't just work with anybody. I'd love a like and subscribe, guys. I share loads of valuable content on my channel about gym intimidation, cortisol, bellies, a good mix. Got lots of Pilates and yoga classes as well. Good, Tony. You're doing strength training as well, yeah? Not just running, I take it. Remember to have fun in the gym as well, guys. I went to the gym yesterday. It was relatively quiet. And I need to post that workout and do a voiceover. And I was doing like the CrossFit pull-ups, Kippa or something. I can't remember what they're called now. Which are very alien to me because I do strict pull-ups. And I am heavier than I was 8 months ago. So last year my PB for pull-ups was 8 reps over hand grip. This year I want 10. But pull-ups are one of the best exercises you can do for seeing how fit you are, because you've got to pull up all your weight. Leanne, do you prefer working out at home or the gym more? For consistency, home. And I've got my reformers, my Pilates reformers machine. But for like proper good stimulation to build muscle, the gym environment's always good for that. Got access to a lot more weights. So what I would do is I would see my clients on Zoom and then I'd go straight to the gym. Now they're back from Dubai. They are zooming off again shortly. But whilst they're here, I'll probably be training in the morning. Break myself in again with a shoulder session tomorrow, just so it's done. But today I want to go live later on with an ab session, but I do have the children. So they'll probably be all over me and jumping and stuff. They love the reformers machine. I have dieting. I love dieting. What's another good meal secret I should know about, like for breakfast? Well, my breakfast I love. I've changed it to have for my lunch now. Absolutely love it. Protein bread, cream cheese on top, because I'm not a fan of dairy, so this is my tick in the box for dairy. Avocado, half an avocado cut up. Pomegranate sprinkled on top, so that's 2 fruits. Then 2 more like berries, either like strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, like portions there. You can even put some pumpkin seeds on the top. Love that. If you've got more calories to play with, which I don't, but if I did, I would add an egg to the side. Love that. You need to get eating the same foods every day, most of the time, that you enjoy. That ticks the box for fruit, vegetables, proteins, vitamins. And because I have avocado 4 or 5 times a week, when I did get my bloods tested for fats, like good and bad cholesterol, my good fats were really high thanks to avocado, my bad fats were really low, my LDL. But you need to be consistent. And how do you get consistent? From enjoying the foods that you eat. So if you love takeaways, start making it yourself, get good at making it. Not only will it be better on your budget, but you're also able to add more protein. Maybe an extra veg, you know, if you'd like spring onion in rice, for example, or egg in rice. But I remember like when I was in my 20s and was just trying to do better than I was, I'd say to myself, right, I want a takeaway tonight. You know what, you can spend 15 quid on a takeaway, Leanne, or you can buy a massive slab of salmon or a steak and have like your favourite healthy meal. So I would do that. I'd pick that every time and feel satisfied and not wake up with a hangover from all the salt that they use, you know. I'm sustaining my weight, about 200 pounds, and feel great, which is important. I've really been seeing changes in my habits. That's great. I just keep trying to see when you're consistently exercising, you're consistently getting your runs or your steps in, your protein's consistent, and you're in a bit of a momentum, right? You're adding gears on the bike. When you're at that level, then you can start zooming in on the smaller things. So have a look at your bad days or your bad day or the times that don't go so well. How can you start improving them in a little bit? Or you might start fine-tuning and adding a bit more protein, or zooming in more on vitamins. That's good. Morning guys, welcome to my live. Just going to post my link if anyone wants to have a look at my coaching. I've got a journal out as well, fat loss journal, but it's more than that. It's a holistic journal where it teaches you about fat loss and building muscle, managing stress. You can track your workouts in it. It's got everything. Links in my bio for that. I don't know why it's saying that. I wonder if that link works. I had to shorten the link. Good morning. Oh, it did. I only posted half a link and that worked. Good morning, guys. That's cool. Yes, consistency, that's a good idea. That's one of my favourites. Last night I had a steak with new potatoes and like a slaw that I'd made, like a healthy slaw. So it's got pickled red cabbage, raw red and white cabbage, pomegranate and shredded carrot. I had that on the side, and I cooked the steak in a bit of butter, so I don't stay away from all saturated fat. For a snack, I made last night. You don't lose fat by accident in this obesogenic environment. We've got access to an abundance of food, so you've really got to like wisen up. Sweating. Make sure you don't leave it too long in between meals, and you've got stuff readily available for you. So yeah, I made prunes, like the medulla dates. Sorry, not prunes, dates. I pit them, so I get rid of the stone. I put in peanut butter, that's protein peanut butter, it's quite crunchy. Cover it with dark chocolate, 85%, and desiccated coconut. And that's like my wee treat, but I do like dark chocolate. Never used to, but I've got used to it now. If you're someone who wants to eat more dark chocolate because of the low sugar, magnesium, the iron, the fibre, remember there's a lot of fibre in the higher percent of chocolate you go. Start off with like 65-70% dark chocolate first and get used to that. Morning guys, welcome to my live. My name's Leanne. I'm a trainer of 12 years, answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain and rehab. One of my another favourite meal, Tony, would be curried chickpeas. It's like a chickpea curry, but I have it as like a little dal in the middle of my plate. Salad. I love pomegranates, sprinkle them on. Protein flatbread, which is more protein than a naan and less calories than a naan. And what else did I have on the side? Oh, salmon fillet. That's so nice. You could put the salmon in with the chickpeas, but I don't like that commitment. I need to get oil for my car this morning. I must remember. Let's see what my steps are on. Thanks for joining in this morning. Thanks, Tony. Hope to see you again soon. My morning walk this morning. So my steps are on 3k. By the time I leave the house, I'm going to be at 4k. Before I start my clients, I'll be at nearly 5k. So that's good. Aiming for 15k a day. Right. Like and subscribe, guys. Getting 13. Is that what you got? Oh, you got in, Elisa. Very good. That's really good. For health, everybody should be getting at least 8k. Right, guys. Love yous and leave you. Thanks so much for joining us, and like and subscribe if you want to see more